education. And who are these? The major human capital of STEM education is actually the STEM teachers. Teachers are so crucial because whatever product, whatever we want to get in this world, we need the STEM teachers to be very, very versatile. We need STEM teachers who can do what is required so that STEM education can be a solution to global issues. However, what have we seen these days? We have a situation. Excuse me. Let me see the situation we have today is that even though in the 19th and 20th century, up to this 21st century, we have had efforts being made to have many science schools so that STEM will be true solution to problems, to global problems. And we have had students who were working in industries in the era before the 21st century. We have had so many teachers who were interested in STEM. But midway in the 21st century, or just a few years ago, we are having problem in STEM education. And what is the problem we're having in STEM education? There is now acute shortage of labor market. People are complaining that the graduates we are producing are not employable. People are complaining that STEM teachers are very scarce. And I think this is a global issue. I know that even in the USA, Prof. Teresa will tell me that this is true. You see, many people are not wanting to go into STEM teaching. There are also many students, perhaps they feel that the concept of STEM is very difficult. And for that, they want to leave the STEM area. Even in my own country, many people would want to go into areas that they think will make more money quickly and not necessarily being a teacher. But we all know the importance of STEM teaching. Without a STEM teacher, how do we produce those graduates that will become scientists, engineers, and so on and so forth? So I decided to look at this problem, which I think is global. And that's the problem that we have declining teachers, declining enrollment in STEM. In my country, the government has a policy that 60% of admission into tertiary institutions must be for STEM education. But are we able to fill that quota? No. Because many people are running away from STEM education. Then I started to wonder, even teachers that are declining, why are they declining? Some people have given reasons to say because they are not well remunerated. I don't know. Or again, even if the pay of STEM teachers are not too good as we have in private sectors, we expect to have some passion for the job we are doing. Now, I started asking myself questions. What must be responsible? Is it that children are running away from STEM because of the practices of STEM teachers? That may be a reason, I don't know. Then I decided that I should look at the work of STEM teachers. We will be wondering, are STEM teachers really, really well prepared? Do they have effective practices? Now, what touched me most is that when you look at all this assignment of STEM teachers, you will agree with me that STEM teachers actually are researchers. Can you develop a plan without researching into what you want to develop? No. Can you teach? You must know about the children's age. You must know about the psychology of the children. There are lots that you have to do as a STEM teacher. Now, but when we go to research, we know that what is building STEM today is research. Most of the products we get from STEM is based on research. But when we look at researchers in STEM area, rarely do we have the lower level teachers who produce the children that we send to the higher levels participating. I did something, I analyzed publications in an international STEM journal. And I found out that most of the researches done on STEM education take place in institutions lower than the university level or tertiary level or higher education. Most of the researches we have. Meanwhile, that gives us an impression that those children are very, very important, and the studies we get from them will enable STEM teachers to know what to do next. However, I did not find one research that was done alone by teachers in the level below the tertiary institution. Rather, I found out that people from the tertiary institutions come down, they go to the lower levels and carry out research, which is good, but the finding of their researches do not trickle back to the lower level so that that will be used for decision making about how to produce younger STEM students. So what I did was, and I decided that if you look at the practices of STEM teachers, it requires a lot of research. One research area that caught my interest is that which the Mathematics Association, mathematics area, has been doing for quite some time. And it is called classroom teaching experiment. If a STEM teacher is found in the classroom, we expect nothing but that STEM teacher will also be doing experiments in the classroom. Not necessarily laboratory experiments, but teaching experiments. So I now think, and I propose that it is important to have STEM teachers begin to do experiments in their classroom. Because it is when some teachers are engaged in research that they are able to have information or data that will enable them to practice and do whatever you want to do very well. Now, time will not permit me because we are told to talk for 10 minutes. But what do we do during classroom teaching experiment? We know that classroom teachers teach. They give activities to the students do the activities. We are also saying that STEM teachers should use collaborative methods of teaching. So, and we all know that in many classes, there is videotaping. So STEM teachers can afford to get all the data and information they need in their own classrooms. They should be able to see how to videotape the children, when the children are talking, comments that the children are making. They collect all this information, and they should be able to go back, analyze, find out what students are saying about what they are learning, and use that information as data that they could use to model for the next lesson or for the next topic or whatever. Now, if they do that, that's called modeling. Then the main experiment is the episode, the teaching episodes that the teachers will have. Now, having said that, I want to also say that people have criticized that teaching experiment will be difficult for teachers. And one of the reasons they gave is that these teachers have overwhelmed already when they have the time to do the data analysis. The most commonly used one, which I'm used to, is the N.Omoifo. A STEM teacher can use that after collecting the data from the class, analyze it, and come up with models. It will come up with themes. It can come up with students' ideas. And then all these ideas will be put back so that the students will get exactly what they want from the STEM teacher The students will be motivated. Students working in groups, students being interviewed, can also help them to develop not only the solid skills, but also soft skills. Soft skills, motivation, getting interested in their science classes. This could help us reduce the dropout rate of students from STEM education. Having said that, I want to also conclude that classroom teaching experiment research is a very, very viable supplement to the traditional ones we have now. The traditional research that is done by STEM specialists is good, but we need classroom teaching experiments so that we catch them young and make them begin to like STEM, and so that many of the children are not dropping out. That can also be an interest for the STEM teacher. The STEM teacher should not be watching at others, looking more superior than him or herself. If you are also involved in research, just like those in the universities are doing research, a STEM teacher will have passion for the job and love it. They are publishing, you are publishing. I'm not saying it's not happening in some countries, but the number of people participating is very, very low. Having said that, I also want to recommend that even if the STEM specialists are going to carry out their researches in their classrooms, it must be a situation that the classroom teacher where you are going to do your research must become a member of that team, so that the classroom teacher will get a feedback of what you have about his or her students. Then finally, I also want to say that